Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. As you can see here, I jumped into active hours trading again today. You can always tell that if there's a white background to the portfolio, that means we're in active hours trading, regular active hours trading. Pre-market and aftermarket trading is also with a black background as well as non-trading hours. So if there's a white background, you guys can always tell I'm in active hours trading. And then you can see here, the portfolio is not doing so well this morning. You can see up top there down $525 or so, representing 0.6-0.7% of my overall portfolio. As we scroll down my stocks here, individually you can see quite a few stocks in the red here on the right. Of note, Pfizer down 0.75%, CAH down 1.9%, IP International Paper down 0.89%. Ford Motor Company, we'll talk a little bit more about that in depth here, down 1.4 to 1.46%. TGT down 2.06, 2.05% Target. And as I continue scrolling down my portfolio, you can see quite a bit of red on the right there. Financials of note, BOFI, HBAN, MS, all in the red. WFC, Wells Fargo, just barely in the green there. My telecoms look like they're doing okay. My real estate investment trusts also in the red this morning. APLE, FRT, and O all in the red this morning. PSEC down another 0.97%. As you guys know, this has been really trending back here quite a bit with the recent announcement of a dividend decrease here. Down almost $1.20 or so from a peak about $9.30, $9.40 just a few months ago. But let's go back up to Ford here. As you guys know, I've been doing a lot of day and swing trades with Ford. And yesterday I tried to do a day trade. Was not able to get out of that day trade because the stock started trending down. Ended yesterday at 11.25 or so, if I remember correctly. This morning opened down lower. And since that time, it's really trended down here quite a bit. So what should I do here? Should I sell to lock in a loss? It's kind of a great segue from the video yesterday. I don't really tend to do that, and I'll explain why. So the stock has trended down here a bit at 1.1105, 1106 before, trending back up to 11, 11, 1110. Now kind of trending back here a bit. So I could sell, lock in that loss. But again, Ford Motor Company, I think is a great longer-term hold. So some of this market fluctuation up and down here, I don't really pay attention to with regards to selling off, doing a panic sell, trying to sell off, envisioning this is going to be dropping lower. It could end up dropping a little bit lower than it is, but again, this is going to be a better long-term play. So far, I've lost about $100 or so with this particular swing trade from yesterday. As you guys know, I picked up 625 shares. You can see that here at 11:30. It's now currently at 11:09, 11:10-ish range here. Again, dropping down 11:06, 11:05. So I could lock in that loss, but there's no way to predict exactly where the stock is going to be going in the near future here. It could trend down here a bit. It could trend back up here. All I can say is that my day and swing trades so far are about $4,000 or so in the green. So I'm not going to necessarily sell off in a panic here. This is a great longer-term play. It still has a 5% dividend to it. So I'm going to keep my capital here. Yes, there's the opportunity cost of having this capital locked up in this particular trade, not being able to use it for more day or swing trades, or jumping on kind of the hot stocks right now, Amazon, Tesla. But again, I think Ford is a great longer-term play. I think it's a very, very cheap valuation currently. And just to re-emphasize that point, if we go up to the top of my portfolio, you can see here I'm down $491 now. It was about $550. So you could be saying, well, I need to, quick panic sell off my stocks. But if we take a look at the 1 week graph, you can see here we're still up $1,185 for the week. So there's no reason to panic and start selling off here. You can see here there's going to be normal fluctuation. It's going to be falling and rising and falling and rising here. But the important part is that we pick quality stocks and we stick with those stocks. Yes, there's going to be some market fluctuation, and I could sell off here, but if the stock starts trending up, then I've locked in that loss, and I'll be unable to get back into the stock. Yes, I could buy in at a higher price, but you just locked in that $130 loss right here. And over the last few days, as we have detailed, if we already made back that $100 and some for the last week of day and swing trade. So yes, we're erasing those gains we made last week, but we're still not in a net loss here. So I'm going to be holding the stock steady, holding it for a longer term play. And like I said, if it takes a week, a month, a year to get out of that stock, or more than happy to do that. Yes, it's an opportunity cost. We could be jumping into some other stocks. But again, you know, Tesla, there's been a lot of talk about Tesla doing so well. I do have this on my watch list here, but you know, Tesla could easily trend back here to, now let's see, let's go to the 1 month chart. You can see here incredible growth, 15%. So if I bought in today, that could easily trend back to 307. But you can't really predict how the stock is going to be happening over a short-term period here. You know, people say they can do that, but if that was so easy, there'd be a lot more rich folks on the day and swing trader list than there are. There are not a lot of folks who can just reliably predict when these stocks are going up or not. What you can do is predict over the long term, but over the long term, this stock may have a long-term price of 340, for example, but you can't really predict when it's going to hit that price, if ever. They are simply predictions over the long term. Today, I think there's few people who could have predicted this was going to go up 2.7% today. Well, that could have easily came back 2.7%. So investing's all about the long-term perspective here. Yes, you can jump into some of these stocks, and yes, there's some missed opportunity there, but more than comfortable doing what I'm doing with Ford here. Over the long term, my portfolio has been increasing. You can see over the last week here up, you know, 1182 now. So I'm going to be holding with that stock. So just wanted to do a quick follow-up video from my last video, selling on a loss. So I don't tend to panic on a lot of these stocks. Yes, it doesn't look great having a stock trend back here considerably. You know, this stock here lost 20 cents or so from yesterday. So that's going to take quite a few day and swing trades to make that back up. But again, that's kind of some of the fun behind doing some of these trades. I like it longer term. Again, most of my portfolio is longer term plays here. So if I can't get out of a stock, I'm more than happy to sit with the short-term fluctuations and watch the long-term dividends come in, as well as capital appreciation. So just wanted to do a quick follow-up video from yesterday. Perfect example of some of the things I do with my portfolio. I don't tend to do some panic selling. I don't sell on a loss that often. You know, if that stock were to have some catastrophic news announcement, yeah, I might sell off, but for the most part, there's nothing that's really changing in its underlying financials for all of my stocks. Another stock, you know, that I could have possibly sold off is Target here, but unexpectedly, it just sort of dropped off here. Let's see, right here, you can see here. It's really hard to predict, if you can predict this at all. You know, one day dropping 20% or so, really difficult to say that. Yeah, I could lock in that loss sell-off here, but don't know where that stock is going to be going. And there are some longer term trends in retail and other things like industrials. You could probably have predicted at the beginning of the year industrials will start trending up, but you can't really predict individual companies per se or when exactly that's going to be happening. Retail stocks, you know, doom and gloom with retail stocks. I went ahead and did a little bit of a contrarian investment with VFC here, another real retail stock, and this is, you know, worked out very well for me, up 8.57%. Also locked in the dividend as well on the bottom there. So you can't really pick out individual stocks and say, yes, this is for sure going to be doing this or that. You can only do longer term trends with a lot of these stocks. So again, not to make the video too long here, I'm not going to be selling off in a panic. I'm going to be holding that. We'll kind of follow along. I think it'll be kind of fun to follow along that particular trade to see exactly what happens with that. Whether I lose quite a bit of money on that or it turns around here and I make a little bit of a money play here. It's still up in the air, so we'll go ahead and follow that along. But again, just wanted to jump into my portfolio during active hours trading and give you guys an update. And kind of with that, I'll end the video. As always, if you guys enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Until next video, we'll see you then.